Hey guys, Bruce, 51NAPCO. As I told you guys earlier in a previous video, I was gonna, after I put the tires on, clean it up a little bit and then crawl under it so you guys can see all the engineering that I put into it and all the different things that I had to fabricate to make it work. And anyway, also I figured I'd stand next to it to give you guys an idea how big this thing is. It's a monster. Mirror. And I don't know if you can see right here, but the door handle is at about eye level. So it's pretty big, pretty tall. So anyway, let me turn the camera around and I'll give you a peek underneath it. Okay, I turned the camera around and I went to the other side. But basically this is what it looks like when you walk up to it at eye level. And this is how it looks. I mean, it looks the same, but I mean, the bottom of the seat is about at my chest. So it's quite a hop to get up in here. It's, let's see here. It's probably, I don't know, 3.5 feet. The step's about 3.5 feet off the ground. Let's see here. There, I got a regular card table chair sitting next to it to give you an idea. So yeah, it's kind of a hard thing to get up into, especially with people with short legs like me. So, but that's one of the things that I did, is I built these handles onto the side so it would make it easier to get in. I don't know how hard it is, how easy it is to see those. But I've searched and searched and searched to try to find something that would fit the truck, and I finally found something. So that was one of the things that I did. Oh, also another thing I did is I made these splash mud flap hangers. What was original was this part right here. It was just a bar that went across, attached to the frame, and then down to the bottom of the fender. And what I did is I just took some angle and made L brackets, and then took the original bar to strengthen it. And so basically that's how I did it. And come around to the back here, you can see it's a pretty good mounting point for some mud flaps that I don't have yet. I was thinking about getting some Yosemite Sam mud flaps. Gotta do one thing redneck on it, you know. You know. So anyway, let me climb under here. And I don't know how good this is gonna turn out, but okay. So basically, the first thing is this cross member that I put in. It's made out of 2-inch square thick wall tubing, and built it in to basically be the cross member to strengthen it. Also, I've boxed the frame from here forward all the way out of 1/4-inch plate. The frame is actually a half-ton frame, a 3100 frame. I believe the 3/4-ton frames are thicker. I'm not for sure on that, but one of my advanced design guys out here watching my YouTube channel might be able to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe the 3/4-ton frames are thicker. So what I did, because I only had a half-ton short bed, is I boxed it with 1/4-inch plate, so it's really, really strong. So then I put this square tubing in the back here for my shock mount, and also, as you can see, right here and over here is the mounts for my blazer tank that I put in. And then this is an HO72 rear end. You can tell HO72 rear ends from HO52 rear ends because they're perfectly round. And on here, let me scoot up. On a 52, right about here and right about here are little humps. And those little humps are for the ring gear to fit. On HO72, they're a little bigger and they don't have the humps. They're just they look like a World War I helmet. So And NAPCO's all, the advanced design NAPCOs are all HO72 because they could only put them on rear ends that were open differential like this. The half-ton differentials were on the advanced design series pickups up until 1954, I believe, torque tube type. Basically what that means is this drive shaft and this, it didn't have a U-joint here, and the drive shaft was inside a tube that was connected directly onto the differential, and the tube went all the way up to the, I have to try, I'm losing my bearing here, went all the way up to the end of the transmission. So half-ton trucks were not capable of being turned into NAPCOs. So that's one of the things that why this truck's a Frankenstein. It's a short bed, 3/4 ton now, because I've used HO72s front and rear. So it's a short bed, 3/4 ton NAPCO. So that's what I did with that. Okay, so let me, let's see. Probably be best for you guys. I'm going to be looking at this stuff upside down, but there's my outputs for my muffler. I've got an H pipe. I know one of my other NAPCO subscribers, Billy Custer, was talking about H pipes and X pipes. I got an H pipe on mine. I don't know what the difference of sound would be or anything, but anyway, that's what I got. And also, you can't see, but notice I'm rolling the creeper right underneath everything, even the rear end, because I can fit. Let's see, what else? Oh, another thing that I had to do was my emergency brake lines, or emergency brake cables, I had to make longer, so I had those custom made. And they are, I believe, about 4 inches longer than stock. So that was another custom thing that I had to have done. Other than that, it's all exactly the way that it was. Here it fits on. This is how it fits on. Might be better on the other side. The sun's not shining on it. So they fit on right there, and then there's a bar that goes across right here, this bar that attaches the two sides, and then it connects with this clevis right here, and the rod goes forward to connect to the pedal in the inside the cab. A lot of this stuff, why it's not painted like this is part of the damage from the fire. I had this entire frame painted awesome. It looked bitchin'. Matter of fact, I got a picture in the my first 10 years video, the picture of it right after I painted the whole chassis, and it looked awesome. So there's a lot of stuff that I just, you know what, the hell with it, I'm not going to do it over again. Okay, so here's one of the first major things that I did. This assembly here, this is the right side, the bottom plate, and the left side. It's my transmission transfer case cross member skid plate assembly is what I call it. And the transfer case mounts, let me crawl over there, right here. That's a standard motor mount that I used, and I adapted it. I had to make it a little plate to adapt to the transfer case. This is a new Process 205 transfer case out of a Ford, because the Fords have a right side front output, and on the Advanced Design Series NAPCOs, only the Advanced Design Series NAPCOs are driver side differentials, as you can see there. All the rest of the Chevys, all of them that I know of, are all passenger side differentials. So because this is a NAPCO and it's unique, I had to figure something out to go with a driver's side. So what I did is I adapted. Let me see if I can show you that. Come up here a little closer. Okay, Okay, this piece right here I bought from Advance Adapters, and what it is, it's an adapter that adapts the Ford transfer case to my Turbo 400 transmission, so that way I could make this all happen. Okay, then also part of this assembly, this skid plate assembly right here, I've welded in the little bracket that's part of it, and it mounts the transmission. So it mounts the transmission, mounts the transfer case, and it's a skid plate assembly, and it's all fabricated on a 1/4 inch plate, so it's really strong also. Hope the wind's not too bad. So then my Turbo 400, I still need to, I had a cover, but it burned up in the fire, so it's gone. Matter of fact, this did too. This was in the fire, and you can see there's damage, but I kept it because it wasn't that bad. And you can see all this paint chipped off and stuff. There was a whole bunch of stuff that just melted and dripped down on everything. Everything was painted awesome, and now it looks like crap, but that's just the way it's going to be. Unless I take the whole truck apart again and completely redo it again, and that's not going to happen. Or at least not for a long time. Okay, and let's see here. I don't know, I might be able to get it. Okay, let's see here if I can get in there. There we go. That is the switching solenoid for the tanks. That's for the aft and the front tank. That's where they switch, and they tee into each other. That's where I mounted that. Okay, so let's see. And then coming around on this side, up here, this is my dual master cylinder boosted brakes now. It was originally a single master cylinder that was non-power. So now I have powered brakes, and it's a dual master cylinder. I ran all stainless lines, and that was a bitch also. But anyway, I got this master cylinder assembly from CPP. What is it? Classic Performance Products, I think. So anyway, and then it mounts directly to the original brake assembly. And this is the spring I had to tension up a little bit because the brake wasn't quite coming back up. When the truck was on, the booster was sucking it in so much that it wasn't coming all the way up again. It wasn't making the brakes drag, but it wasn't coming all the way up again. And I don't know if you can see. Yeah, let me see here. There's the switch. Let's see if I can put my finger right there. And it wasn't touching the switch, so the brake lights were staying on. Also, if you can see, it was really tight getting the plug wires around so nothing hit. I've got about a 1/4 inch room now for the brake pedal and the plug wires. Also, I think Bruce over in Germany was asking me about the fuel pump shut off. That switch right there, that's my ground for my fuel pump. I don't have it hooked up right now, but that's what it's for. So that's one of the very last things that I have to hook up. The fuel pump is over on this side right there. So it's just one wire I have to run. Right now I just have it going directly to ground, and I got to, connect it onto a bolt. So I still have to do that. But yeah, that was a question that Bruce had, and I said, yep, sure do. I just don't have it hooked up yet. Okay, so anyway, then I've got my junk shorty headers, block hugger headers, and they're just trash. That's the reason that I have the plug wire, the boots off the plug wires, because they don't fit. They're so tight I could barely even get the plugs put in. So that's another thing that I want to change, but it's not right now. This is the way it is for now, and it works for now. So that's how it's going to be. Let's see what else. Obviously, everything. There's the oil pan. There's my engine mount cross member. And again, all this is. I don't know if I can point to it or not. I can't really. It's kind of hard. But anyway, all this frame is boxed also. And then here's my the power steering bracket that I fabricated out of. Oh, this is also out of 1/4-inch plate. It's all really, really strong. And I also went underneath the frame. As you can see, a bolt right there, and there's a bolt right there. So it actually encompasses the frame on the bottom and the top to hold this whole part of the frame secure, because I had to go through the frame right here with the power steering unit, because it was basically the same kind of configuration as the stock non-powered steering gearbox that was original. And then so I went off with that. Then I reversed the original pitman arm so it would be closer in with this setup, because I think it had to come out further. So, and that way I can connect up to this NAPCO drag link right here. And that's the whole reason I had to make all of this stuff. Well, plus had one power steering, but I had to fabricate that power steering bracket and the all that, and use that type of gearbox because of that one pitman arm, or that one drag link that was NAPCO and historic, and I did not want to alter it whatsoever because it's a historic piece and it's a one-of-a-kind part. So I fabricated all that other stuff up so I could use it to keep all the NAPCO stuff together as much as I could. Basically, I used all the NAPCO stuff that I had, except for the transfer case cross member. The original Advanced Design Series NAPCOs came with a Rockwell transfer case, and it had the driver's side front output. And then when they switched over to Task Force series, they started using the Dana Spicer transfer case that had the passenger side front output. That's why they changed them. So, anyway, let's see here. Oh, and also, this is a cool thing about the NAPCO. The tie rod is in the back. And it goes underneath the axle like that. It's kind of a neat thing. Okay. These wheels suck on this thing too, just to let you know. Okay, now back underneath, there's the NAPCO ID plate, which is really cool. Let me go back some. There's the NAPCO front end. And also another thing you can tell, and some of the advanced design guys out there always, or the guys that want to make these old trucks 4x, they always ask about the front ends and everything. The NAPCO front ends are specific for Advanced Design Series trucks. They're a lot narrower than the Task Force ones. And these mounting plates right here that are part of the front end are actually at an angle. You can't really tell, but this frame is actually very, let me see if I can back up some more. It's very narrow in the front. It's only a couple, 2.5 feet wide in the front, and it's very wide in the rear. So it's almost like an A-frame. So the front end is very narrow on a NAPCO, as you can kind of tell. And on a Task Force series truck and newer modern trucks, they're much wider. And you can tell also, because most of the other vehicles out there, okay, now I'm going to try to crawl out. Most of the other vehicles that have the other Advanced Design Series four-wheel drives that you see that have used modern front ends or modern undercarriage or whatever they've done, the front tires stick way out in the front end. And that's why, because these trucks are much narrower. So that kind of gives you an idea. It's pretty narrow. And then also, even with these huge tires, they fit. in the truck. So it actually, to me, looks correct and looks good. A lot of the other guys like the tires sticking way out, and they think that's cool and it looks good. I personally don't. Anyway, so that's the walk around or the crawl around underneath the truck and all the stuff that I've done to underneath. So I hope you guys got a kick out of that, and I'll let you know what else I've got going on the next update.